guys, and welcome back to I'll Read What She's Reading. We have a very special bonus episode for you today, and we're going to be discussing all things Onyx Storm. We all finished it, and we just want to talk about it. We've been saving our thoughts and feelings for this episode, so I think we're all very excited.
Yeah.
Are you guys
I'm
excited?
nervous too for some reason. I don't know
Why
why.
are you nervous?
I don't know. I don't think I have any idea what you guys are going to rate it.
I
I can't decide.
I
I think I might know.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm rating it yet. Maybe I do. I don't know. I might change my mind afterwards, but yeah. Do we want to start with that?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Okay. Who's going first?
Who wants to go first? Anybody?
You guys are both looking at me.
Kennedy just looks confident.
How about Reggie, because she finished it first? Yeah, let's go in the order that
That's
we finished
great.
it.
You know, when I first finished, or I think while I was reading the book, I was like, this isn't going to be a 5-star read for me. I didn't think it was going to, but like the more I keep thinking about the book, the more I'm like, maybe it is a 5-star read for me. So I'm trying to decide if it's like a 4.5 or a 5. I can't decide. But the fact that I can't decide makes me think I shouldn't rate it 5 stars. I just know if I were to like read it again, knowing what I know now, all the pieces fall into place, I would be like, oh yeah. I don't know. I'll say my rate. Then should I tell more of my thoughts, or do you guys?
Yeah,
want
like
to
why
say-
would you give it 5? Why wouldn't you give it 5?
I mean, there were so many epic moments in this book. I feel I didn't really have any crazy expectations for this book. I wasn't. It's weird though. I had an idea in my mind of how things were maybe gonna play out, but it wasn't anything I had like high expectations for. And it was just completely nothing like I thought it was going to be. And I love that about it. But I also didn't love that at the same time because I felt like I left with more questions than I had when I started the book. So I felt like I didn't get super invested in it though until like a little more than halfway through. There were still some really good moments in the beginning, but I don't know. I was kind of in this weird little funk the first half of the book. And I think it's because, and we can talk more about this if we want to. I know a lot of people on TikTok, Goodreads, social media have just been saying how confusing things were at the beginning of the book. And I think had I had a different mindset when I first started the book, I would have enjoyed it more than I did in the beginning, if that makes sense. Because at one point I was like, I gotta just read for vibes and not think so hard. I think I was thinking so hard about things that it was kind of ruining my reading experience a little bit. But that's like really the only negative thing I have to say about it. So that's kind of like a me problem. So,
but is it a you problem if everybody's experiencing that problem? You know?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm that's why I'm feeling a little conflicted. But the thing is like after I finished the book, I could appreciate a lot of those things in the beginning more, even though I wish I would have had a little more clarity. And I don't know. So, but I think Rebecca Yarros is very brilliant in the way that she does things. And there's something about the ending of this book that felt very different from other books I've read, and I don't really know what it is. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that for now.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of your thoughts. I think I'm going to give it a solid 4. In my opinion, there were a lot of things that were very repetitive, and I had a hard time with it. Namely, we can't touch each other because I'm going to hurt you. That happened 6 times, you guys.
Oh, you counted?
I counted. That was too many in my opinion. Like I got the point across, and I actually was kind of getting sick of them. Is that so bad?
No.
I just honestly wish this was a book where it was not just in Violet's point of view.
Yeah.
I just felt like everything was just repetitive when it came to her point of view of everything, and I don't know. I love the lovey-dovey stuff, but I think it's to the point we get it. They love each other. that's their end game. It just wasn't messy enough in my opinion.
You wanted more mess.
I wanted more mess, but that's okay. It was still good. Still good. That's it.
I think, and this might shock you guys, I'm gonna give it 2 stars. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I was like, no,
I knew you were lying. I think I am gonna give it 5 stars, only for the fact. Well, first of all, I read 275 pages today, so like, it kept my attention.
Mm-hmm.
However, this is not a perfect book by any means, and I think, like, I agree with you. The relationship part was super repetitive, and also I agree with Reggie's points too. I think it just, for some reason, I think I just love this world and these characters so much, and I missed them, and I just had a good time. But it's not a perfect book, and there were things I definitely did not like about it. But for some reason, when I finished it, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna give it 5 stars.
Yeah, I feel like the big moments of this book that I loved made up for the fact that there were things that I didn't love in the book. I could forgive a few things because of other moments in the book.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but you know, it definitely was repetitive at times for sure. And I'm not trying to jump ahead because you guys, we do have a layout that we're going to follow for this episode. Okay, we're going to go with the order of events, but the whole aisle thing, I felt like that was extremely repetitive. Like going to each aisle and then having to fight these people and then going to the next. Didn't really love that. But yeah, go ahead.
I think that would have been so much better if we got different point of view.
100%. Yes.
Because I think with her point of view being the only one, that felt like it took forever. And I understand it did take a long time, but I think it would have been more entertaining through different eyes. I would have loved to see what all the other characters were doing when it was just Violet and Xaden.
No, seriously, yeah.
So yeah. Continue. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm great. Which I think we will eventually touch on the point of view thing towards the end of the episode because that's going in chronological order. But I mean, 4 stars is still a solid. 4.5 is a great rating. 5 stars is a great rating. It just, like I said, wasn't a perfect book.
I want to know how you guys would rank all 3 books.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying this is their favorite.
I still think Fourth Wing is my favorite, and then I would probably say this one, and then I would say Iron Flame.
I think same.
I'd say same, but I feel like Onyx Storm and Fourth Wing would be...
I just think about...
I don't know, it's hard.
I think about how I genuinely felt reading Fourth Wing, and the entire book, I ate the entire book up. It's just number one for me. I also think that while I was reading this book, I was also confused at so many points. And once again, this is a very common theme that I have with Rebecca Yarros' fantasy books, specifically the Empyrean, obviously. She has this habit of introducing characters and then like not really describing them, not really calling things back. And so like I get confused of who's who, and like a name would come up and I had no idea who they were. So to that point, I wish there was a character glossary. I've read a few fantasy books where there's legitimately a character glossary with people's names. And I do appreciate that she included the dragons' names and their signets at the beginning of the book, but that wasn't even a comprehensive list. No. Bodhi and Garrick aren't on it.
That is really weird.
Yeah, Bodhi and Garrick are not on it. So,
and like those are the characters we already like know.
Yes, I needed a refresher on some of the ones. Anyways, like the first years or some of the professors, I just couldn't fully remember, or even a character glossary of the new players in the sense of who rules each province.
Well, there territory. Are like the world leaders, but yeah, there's like, I think that's the thing that was really difficult. I was thinking so hard about it, and I kept going back to like the map in the beginning, and then I was like, okay, I gotta just take a step back and know like, okay, it's just a bunch of people with a common goal here, and they're just trying to figure things out. And then I feel like I started enjoying the book a little bit more when I kind of had to like put that aside, but I didn't like that I had to do that. Yeah. Also, can we talk about how, like, did we talk about this together? How the aisles aren't even on the map?
Yeah, I was
No,
annoyed about that.
I was too.
I don't even know where they are.
Because she would talk about the aisles and then it would flip to the map and they were nowhere to be found.
No.
So, now that I'm sitting here, should it be a 5-star read? I'm not sure, but I'm just going to stick with my guns and just say it was a 5-star read.
If you ended the book and you're like, yeah, that's a 5-star read, just stick with it.
You know what? That's true.
The entire time I was reading it, I was like, this is a 4-star read for me.
Yeah.
And I am a person who doesn't let the ending affect me.
Mm-hmm.
I have to take into account that the whole book.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, let's get into it, shall we?
Yes.
let's.
I just have to say, I wrote this note at the very beginning, and I'm so proud of myself. I said, Imogen's signet is legit so cool, but also so scary.
Yeah.
Imogen's?
Yes. I wrote that in the prologue. The prologue. I said, because literally the entire time I was like, is this, what is the word? Foreshadowing? The entire time I was like, is this foreshadowing? Is this foreshadowing? Is this foreshadowing? I knew Imogen's thing was going to come into a big play.
Well, we haven't really seen her signet in action before.
I was wondering if,
Just the beginning with Jack.
because I think a lot of people have speculated that she had used
on
it
her before.
But I'm like, I don't know how
didn't
that
Rebecca
works.
say she had? Am I making that up?
I think she has said that. That's what I'm a little confused about.
Maybe
but-
she was referencing this book. Who knows?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, her signet is crazy.
I also, in the prologue, said, he's a runner, he's a track star. Referring to Xaden.
Yeah.
Can I just say, before we dive in,
Yeah.
what did you guys think of Xaden in this book?
It was such a 180.
Did he move up your list for you, or did he go down the list for you? Because I've seen some conflicting things on TikTok today about Xaden.
I don't think he moved down for
He
me.
definitely didn't move down for me.
Oh, he moved up for me so hard.
If anything, I was going to say he moved up.
I like a funny guy, so
Oh, Riddick. Put him in the top. Love
we're
him.
jumping the gun.
Yes, we
We're
are.
jumping
We're
the
going in order.
gun.
We're going in order here.
So pretty much the start of the book is literally the Venom in the school.
Mm-hmm.
And it introduces a character. Did we see her in Iron Flame?
No.
No,
I
not
don't
at
think
all.
so.
No.
I think she just had to make this character up from her butt, to be honest. I hated her. I hated how powerful she was.
Are you talking about Theophany?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She drove
I
me
kind of
crazy.
feel like she just came out of nowhere. I wish there
Yeah.
would have been some sort of foreshadowing.
yeah.
In the other book.
With her.
yes.
I mean, I don't know how we would have gotten that.
Well, because
But-
we only got the sage at the
one,
end.
and the one in the dreams.
Oh, his name
What's his
starts with a
bucket?
B.
Bray.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Berwin.
Berwin.
And then she just pops up trying to save Jack. I hate the toying. I know that's a good villain. It's a good villain when you hate them
Mm-hmm.
to their being.
Mm-hmm.
Which I can appreciate. Like a good. I think she had to. I don't think the other sage was.
Well, we thought he was
Powerful.
dead.
Yeah.
We thought he was dead at that
I
point.
also don't think he was powerful enough.
Yeah.
I think she had to create a villain that was going to be strong enough, like more powerful than that sage Berwin. What? Berwin,
I think is his name. And I mean, I found it interesting since, this is jumping ahead, but it does have to do with Theophany. I mean, one, she had the silver hair that immediately intrigued me.
Mm-hmm.
Because why does she have silver hair? What's going on? Is she related to Violet? My thoughts, I spiraled. And then obviously we come to find out she's a lightning wielder, but not really. I think that just made, for me, it leveled the stakes up.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I was understanding this incorrectly. Some part of that was just like my brain was hurting so bad. But was it her mom's sister?
No, she
No.
just shared the same signet as her mom.
Okay.
Like at one point, Lilith and Theophany had met each other,
Okay.
I think, in battle at some point, and then Theophany made it sound like Lilith was scared, so then she stayed within the wards. So she would never meet someone who had the same power and who was stronger than her.
It's almost like there's a, what do they call it in the book? There's like a venin that reflects each rider. Yeah. Somehow.
They're equal or whatever you want to call it.
Interesting. So who's
Violet's?
Violet's?
I don't know.
All right. Or was, I don't know how to say her name.
Theophany?
Yeah. I didn't listen to the book, so I didn't.
It's fine.
The pronunciations were out there for me. I wonder if she then became Violet's because Lilith died. I don't know.
Yeah, that's all a little bit fuzzy to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I don't know.
I'm sure we'll make more sense of it in the next book, but
yeah, I mean, she was a great villain.
Also, I feel like we didn't see very much of Jack at all.
No.
And here's my issue with this book. I think she introduces too many characters and doesn't know what to do with them all.
Yeah, she kind of forgets about
I thought
older
Jack
ones.
was going to play a much bigger part in this book. Not saying he didn't, but like,
yeah,
I wanted more of him. I loved when they were like interrogating him and all that stuff. I thought we'd get a little more of that.
Were you guys surprised that most of the excerpts were literally from the first few chapters of the book?
What expert?
The excerpts that were posted on social media, all of that.
Oh, I didn't really put that.
It was all mostly from literally the prologue in the first few chapters. I appreciate that personally because it doesn't spoil anything.
Yeah, I didn't see.
But I mean, from the excerpts, I mean, you know, she posted Jack's dialogue of Jack, and so in my head I thought he was going to be a way bigger part of this book.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yes.
Okay.
But I mean, he's in the epilogue, he's in the first few chapters, and then he disappears until the end of the book.
Yeah.
They didn't even, for some reason, I was under the impression in this book they were going to, you know, test on Jack, try to find a cure and use him a lot more to try and find a cure, and he was nowhere to be found.
We can put a pin in this, and also, I'm not trying to jump the gun, but I just was reminded of something I saw online today. I don't know where it's at in the book, but I'm just wondering, I just don't want to forget this. Apparently, there's a description of Jack at the end of the book, and it doesn't say that he has red eyes. Like, it describes exactly what he looks like, and it doesn't say that he's described as looking venin. Did he... We don't have to talk about it.
They brought him.
Yeah.
And then
but like
he disappears.
Yeah, they take him back.
They don't talk about him at all. He's there. They say he looks sickly.
Okay. We don't.
It's
I
still-
don't remember. I just was
that.
like remembering. I don't know where it's at, but anyways. Moving on.
Also, I was giggling at an unsent correspondent on chapter 3.
Oh, which one is it?
Sometimes I worry about Violet. She has your sharp wit, quick mind, and steadfast heart paired with bullheaded tenacity. When she finally and truly gives that heart, I fear it will overrule the other gifts you've given her, and logic will cede its voice to love. And if it's her first two liaisons that indicate of what we might expect, God's help her, my love. I'm afraid our daughter has atrocious taste in men.
I love it. But honestly, just like, not that it foreshadows a ton, but I mean, there is no reasoning with her when it comes to Satan.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I love it.
But I just was laughing so hard at that.
I did love that. I did love that.
Also, this is kind of right after this little thing. It's like in the very beginning, I was just so sad for Sawyer.
I know his leg.
I was just like heartbroken for him, and I was just like, my baby, my
He's gone through too
Shayla,
much.
my Shayla. And so, yeah, I just kept thinking about him, and because they recruited him to go down into the archives, and I just love how much he just gets all giddy around Jasenia. And I just think it's so cute. I can't wait. I hope there's more perspectives, because I just want to be in the brain of him
Mm-hmm.
and going through that trial and the difficulty, and then also kind of like getting him like trying to learn sign language and, you know, connecting with Jasenia. I don't know. Sorry.
I feel like the side characters really shined in this book.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I think that's one of the things I loved the most about this book is because even though there were so many new characters introduced, I felt like I became friends with all the characters that we were familiar with in this book. And I loved that.
Well, just think about how much you truly learned about Sawyer, Riddick, Bodhi, Garrick, Kat, Marin. I feel like Rhiannon was kind of not a part of the book very much. I feel like she was definitely more a part of Iron Flame and Fourth Wing. But I truly feel way more connected to the side characters than I did in the other books. You learn so much more. I mean, even the whole situation with Marin and her family.
Yeah.
Well, and also just getting so many like I felt like we got more of their personality because when I was rereading the books, I'm like, okay, so like Riddick's the funny one, and then, you know, you got like Imogen, she's just like really like bad at, like, you know, and I felt like I could finish this book and I could tell you so much more about them and why they are who they are. So,
which this is, I hate to jump around like this, but since we're talking about this, let's just talk about this, okay? I want to get your guys' opinion on, and once again, if you feel like just hold on, Kennedy, we can come back to it. Part of me wonders if the reason why we learned so much about the side characters is because she's going to add additional point of views in the next book.
I certainly hope so.
I hope so too.
Which we can get into the specific point of views once we reach the end of the book when we're discussing that. But I don't fear. I hope that is why. Because I would love that so much. So I would too.
Same.
Yeah, continuing on.
Well, in chapter 10, we learn that Garrick is a distance wielder.
Which, you know, everybody thought that might be Violet's. Did anybody have any theory about Garrick being the distance wielder?
I don't think so.
Not that I saw.
I didn't think Violet was going to be the distance wielder.
Well, everybody had theories about that. I put in a Fable update. If I can't have Xaden, I will take Garrick. I love Garrick.
I do too.
I like Garrick a lot.
Once again, going back to the side characters, I just feel extremely attached to them now.
I do too.
Garrick, yeah.
I do too. Yeah. Also, this is literally chapter 12, and the argument of I lose control around you already happened twice.
Okay, let me say something though. I know I can see why you were annoyed with it, but in a way, I kind of liked it because I felt had they just been going at it the entire time, it would have like not.
I just would rather them not have even started.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I kind of liked it a little bit because it felt like very dangerous, and then when things started to happen, it was kind of like
it felt horny teenager to me.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, when you love someone, you want to have those kind of relations, but I'm like, it just felt like horny to me. I don't know. And I understand. It just happens so many times. I would have understood if it happened like a couple, like 3 or 4. I'm not kidding when it happened like 6 or 7 times.
A part of me wonders, because going into this book, I was curious. I mean, Rebecca has said multiple times that they're endgame, and I was kind of curious about how are you going to keep the tension and keep people interested in this relationship if you've already said they're endgame. And it's almost like, because I do agree it was repetitive, and I don't know how she would have gotten away with keeping the tension without something like that, but it almost feels like maybe it should have been an unspoken thing and they didn't have to talk about it so much. You know? I don't know. Because she had to create some sort of tension, like I said. Otherwise, they would have literally just been going at it the entire time.
teacher, though.
Yeah.
Are we gonna talk about him being professor?
That's next.
Professor Zaddy.
You guys. That's the tension.
You guys.
That's the tension.
Oh,
right
okay.
there.
Literally, in our fable, we have a fable where we talked about this book. So many people hated that. They
Really?
hated that he was a professor. I ate it up.
Oh, I loved it.
I was obsessed with it.
I know exactly why, too.
Lance Ryan. But you guys, one of my favorite scenes in the book is when they're in that, I don't want to call it a coliseum. What did they call it in the book? The place where they're training their signets, and Xaden is their teacher. And
He was a good teacher.
oh my gosh,
Peter.
he's fighting with the one cadet, and he just turns and winks at her. I was walking on the treadmill, and I about fell off the treadmill.
That's why I'm like, he's moving up the list for me.
And then, okay, it's forbidden. They can't touch. They can't. They can't sleep in the same room. He takes the shadows, makes it dark in the arena, and then he comes behind her.
Yeah.
See, I was eating all the tension up because, to me, I think had it not been there, and I know Mikayla thought it was too much, and maybe it was, but I liked that there were a lot of obstacles because we were almost thinking that the obstacle in this book was going to be that there was, and we can get to this in a second, that there was going to be some sort of love triangle thing. And for a second, I'm like, why did I kind of, but in a way, it kind of solidified that I'm like, you know what, maybe I didn't want that, because I think it just goes to show like how much they love each other. And obviously there's a lot of different ways that you can show love. And I think we got some good examples of that.
Oh, for sure.
But
no, and I appreciate tension. I am a girl who loves tension through and through. It's just the conversation
yeah,
of you make me lose control.
Yeah.
That conversation happened so many times that I was like, I get it. I just wish they would have like skipped that conversation and just been like, you know why, and then call it that. Like they can start like making out
or like
and,
take her out to
getting
dinner.
frisky.
And then it could be like, we can't.
We can't,
And then they end the scene.
And they end the scene.
Yeah.
But it was that conversation
Yeah.
over and over and over again.
Mhm.
I lose control around you. We
Mhm.
can't do this. And it just
Cute Teddy swims.
lose. And I wasn't upset for them, like, pushing.
Oh
that
yeah, what about that
boundary.
chair scene, man? Sorry.
Oh.
The shadows. Sorry. Have you seen the people? I'm sorry. Have you seen everyone trying to recreate it?
I was a little
On
confused.
TikTok?
I was a little confused when I read it. I was like, hold on, let me just go back
Oh,
and read
and then
that
everyone on
again.
TikTok's like, let me show you what happened. The bravery that you,
I
the
was a
braverism.
little confused.
No, I literally went back and was like, hold on,
I was
what's
like,
going on?
What?
Let me reread that.
No, and I'm not. I love that how much they love each other. It's just a conversation that I was just like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
You can't. You
No, that's
lose
fair.
control. You don't want to hurt her. It's just that conversation.
Yeah.
I'll hurt you. I lose control, and I was like, I get it. But besides that, I love the tension. I loved the professor. At first, I was like, I don't know how I feel about it, but I feel like it spruced it up a little bit and made it a little. And I will get into this later.
Well, this kind of leads into the next topic that we want to talk about. So it also has to do with the professor thing. Because we want to talk about Halden next, right?
Halden enters the chat.
Halden enters the chat, but when they are at Takaris's place, right?
Mm-hmm.
They go to Takaris's place, and Xaden has this conversation with Halden. He's like, am I here as a professor, or am I here as a duke?
Yeah.
And then he like scoops Violet up. I just thought that was hilarious.
It was really cute too. I
Just-
loved it.
The mind that he has just this. Anyways, I just loved that.
Yeah.
But Halden enters the chat.
Halden enters the chat. Jealous Xaden.
I'm here for
That
it.
was good too.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, I wanted it a little bit more. Like, I kind of wish that like Violet would have entertained the thought of them
Mhm.
going
Yeah.
out to dinner.
Have closure.
Have closure. I understand why it didn't happen because, like, as I was reading, I was like, Halden is actually the douchiest person I've ever met in my entire life.
Everyone knows a Halden.
Everyone and so I was like, I'm glad this is not getting entertained, because I'm like, within the first conversation, I was like, I'm done with his character. I don't even want, because I'm like, I wanted it to be someone that was actually like
had a chance.
Yeah.
or like was actually like
Well, and she
like
says he
Auric.
was just a pretty
Yes,
face.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because Auric,
Basically.
Auric is so like if
Love
it
him.
was not Auric but Halden that had
Yes.
the same personality and
Mhm.
wasn't like that douche. I wish that could have been a thing where he's like, I just want to like talk about it, and then Violet would be like, okay, we'll just talk about it because Xaden and her aren't technically dating anymore, and then it just closed at that.
Yeah.
And just to see him still kind of like get upset about it, I knew it wasn't going to happen.
Mhm.
Especially after literally the first few chapters, I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way there's going to be a love triangle. There's no way there's going to be anything. I just wanted to see a little bit more of jealous Xaden because it happened like that, and that was it.
And it was so good.
It was really good, and I wish there was just a little bit more.
See, I want to go like read that all over again.
Where he like
I was, like,
knocks him
kicking my
back
feet.
and
Breaks the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
He's like, sorry.
yeah.
Oh, and then, okay, this is still on the topic of Halden, but the visual of him being
The
carried in the basket.
Okay, I had this thought. He was
love
giving
it.
Prince Charming vibes from Shrek.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah.
He was and that makes me like I was giggling so much. I was just envisioning like cherry chaps.
Want to taste?
Want to say.
Oh my gosh, yes. We gotta make a TikTok of that ASAP.
That was
I'm
all
crying.
I could envision with and that like that's where I like also knew I was like this is there's never anything for him to be jealous of because I
No.
mean he looks ridiculous
Mhm.
and I was like dang
Well, and even like all the friends, they're like, "Oh, you didn't think you would tell us that you were dating a prince?" Like,
she's like
you know,
was just a pretty
he was-
face.
oh I can't
Also, he's twins with Auric. Aren't they twins?
No,
No.
he's older.
He's
He's older.
older.
Yeah.
Well, because I was like trying to figure out the age
they
gap
look
thing,
really similar though.
but the age gap thing, because he that's what I was a little fuzzy on,
I don't think they're twins.
because she was dating
No.
him when she was 18.
and he was older.
I guess the age gap is what I was confused by.
Maybe she was 17.
I didn't catch any ages.
Anyways,
I know.
I just
he's
know that there was, like-
older because he's in.
He's in line to be the king.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just trying to like figure that out.
I know they have
but
the same eyes, and that's it. Same eyes.
Mhm.
I need some fan art of
Or
him.
arc. Okay. So after the Halden enters his chat, we get jealous Xaden. It's when we get into the Isles chapters,
Taking a little journey,
taking a journey.
which I will say, there were things that got really repetitive about the Isles, but there's also some very memorable things that I'll never forget in these books, which we can talk about in a second. But I also thought it was kind of cool that each Isle, province, whatever you want to call it, had a different vibe. What's the word I'm looking for?
Scenery.
Like they were all very, because they were each
Like they had a different culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like kind of like, oh, we're just taking. I don't know. I liked that it didn't feel like it was the same
Place, yeah.
place. Yeah. I had on here.
But we did skip one thing I want to talk about really fast.
Okay.
Everybody who still hates Dane, I'm not really sure why. I feel like he's redeemed himself. Like he's chilling now in my mind. Because without the notebook of her dad, Dane had to go get the notebook for her. I was a little bit worried, is he going to betray her? But he gets the notebook. Also with the notebook, I thought that the password was going to be like a way bigger deal.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be kind of like an ACOTAR riddle type
Situation?
thing.
I did see her Fable 8 date for
What
that.
was the?
It's her mom's dragon's name.
Yeah.
But anyways, Dane gets the journal for her and redeems himself, because without that journal, they wouldn't be traveling to that house.
Yeah.
Dane was already redeemed in my eyes,
same.
to be honest.
But you know how many people still hated Dane on TikTok?
I
I'm like,
know.
why is he so bad?
I mean, I just really think he was just unaware.
He's misunderstood.
Well, and I saw a thing of Rebecca recently talking about, because like Dane's one of her favorite characters.
Yeah.
She loves him.
She
And
said that
was-
from the first book.
and she was saying that she's like, think about it, like he didn't know his dad was bad at all. He
Mhm.
trusted his parent.
Mhm.
She's like, if you have a parent that you love and you trust, you're gonna, you know what I mean? It's like he just was doing what he thought he was supposed to do. And so, I mean, maybe there's more to it. It's a little more shady, whatever. But like, she was also saying, she's like, he's like 19 or however old he is, like 20 years old. Like, give him a break. And yeah, he had redeemed himself for me in Iron Flame, but Onyx Storm, I almost wanted more of him.
He was kind of in the background a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But there were some like good moments.
But he was on the quest squad.
He was on the
He
quest.
And
was.
Riddick wants a patch for that.
And there was a good, I wish I would have saved the quote where everyone's like, who is it that says, this is who you're taking? Like, you're taking your ex.
Wasn't it Mira?
I think it is Mira. She's like,
Yeah.
you're taking your ex prince boyfriend, your professor / Duke / kind of ex boyfriend. Anyways, I just thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
There were some funny moments in the aisles. I don't know what you guys want to touch on first, but
I mean, I'm trying to remember the order of the aisles that they go in. The first one they go to is...
the book place?
No, it's the one where it's the three of them are fighting. It's Dane, Violet, and Xaden. Isn't that the first one they go to?
No.
One where the girl gets the claw through her spine.
That's not
I
the
can't
first
remember
one?
the
No,
first one.
the book one is the first one.
Yeah, where they
It
go to the
is?
bookseller shop,
Mm-hmm.
and we get the lady,
Because right
and
after
she thinks that Dane
is
is Zane.
Yeah, I
Or,
love
yeah.
that. That Xaden is Dane?
Yeah. She's like,
yeah.
your father guessed this. That Dane was going to be the one. And they're like, ooh.
Oh yeah,
So
and Xaden
awkward.
is just like this happy-go-lucky dude, and he's just chatting it up with Dane, and everyone's like, "Are you okay?"
Because it was the first time where the magic.
there was no magic.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was so funny how confused everyone was about Xaden's like personality switch.
But you want to know what's so fun to me in that situation is, as a reader, I wasn't confused because that's how he treats Violet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But everybody else was like, "Who is this little softy guy?"
Yeah, like there's even that moment where he's like bathing her. I know that's like later in
Oh.
the book, and she's like saying how it's-
jumping so far ahead.
I didn't know how far that was. I'm just saying, like, just to go along the lines of
Yeah,
like,
he's a softy.
she's saying like,
No. Yeah.
I'm seeing like this doesn't surprise me, but if anyone else saw like how sweet he's being with me,
Yeah.
they would have no idea. So like I liked that. Yeah, his more like happy, sweet side, funny side got to be shown, because yeah, he literally, everyone's intimidated by him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And also when they're riding on the horses, and Riddick goes, "I'm so glad I got on this horse." Can I just get a novella from his perspective? Just him
and his dragon.
just him.
Oh.
You know their conversations are just top
So
tier.
good.
Oh, I just love them. It reminds me of Toothless
Mm.
from How to Train Your Dragons, like their relationship. So sorry, I didn't mean to get.
Well, I just can't remember the order of the
It's at
aisles.
page 450.
The
What
one you're
is-
talking about? The washing the hair thing?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to that. So yeah, they go to the book one first. And she passes the quiz.
Yeah.
I'm like, I thought her mom was ruthless, but I also think her dad is so ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
They just expect a lot of their children.
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot. I think actually though, you kind of have to be harsh in that world
For sure.
because if not, you're setting your children up for death.
Mm-hmm.
So because at first I was like, why are they so hard on them? But I feel like I understand why they had to be, because I feel like they loved their children so much that they had to be harsh.
Because, I mean, they wouldn't be where they are if they
No.
weren't as harsh as they were. I mean, they loved their kids, and that's why they were that harsh.
Yeah.
Which we learned about Violet's mom in the last book.
Yeah. Yeah. And then after that, they go to the weird leopard. Oh, wait. Did they only go to 3?
No. The weird leopard one is the book one. Because remember, they drop... Takaris takes
Oh.
Halden.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that's the same aisle. Yes. With the Panthers.
Okay. And then they go back and drop off Halden.
Or does Takaris take him?
And then they go back and they bring Arik.
Yes, that's right. Yes. They said, we're going to ditch this sack of potatoes and we're going to bring back
Arik's
the better
basket
brother.
comment.
The better brother. Which, honestly, I was so here for Arik getting stabbed in the hand and just, honestly, I was like, can we just kill him? Like, let's just kill him.
Halden?
Yeah.
Yeah, Halden.
Sorry, did I say Arik?
Yeah, I was like,
wait, what?
I'm at Halden.
Not my
Yeah.
baby Arik.
And then Darna wanting to eat the panthers. It just,
Yeah. Literally,
Yeah.
the panther in the mouth.
Mhm.
I'm drooling.
Yeah.
Okay, and then after that, it was mom, right?
Mommy.
Zayden's mom.
I can't remember the order of the aisles.
I know they're all are a blur to me. I feel like I read that forever ago. I know it wasn't forever ago, but
I think.
was it the 3 fights?
Oh.
The one where they go and I can't remember the order.
I
That's
think
okay.
the 3.
There wasn't really anything else that happened on that aisle, so we can just kind of, they got in a fight with 3 people and then we can continue on.
Yeah. I don't remember if that one's first.
It's not first because they don't have,
second.
yeah. There wasn't really anything other than that was significant about it, though. No, that's where they get their 4,000. That's where they get their army, is that aisle. When they fight the 3 people and then they agree to give them the soldiers.
I think that's third.
Okay, so we're doing his mom's one next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait, yeah, the fighting one is important.
Because that's where they get their soldiers.
Yeah.
And her hair.
Yep.
yes.
Okay, so
Let's do their mom's first, yeah.
I was just depressed that entire time.
Mm-hmm. But honestly, relatable. Never mind, I'm not going to say that. Relatable. I had a parent that got a new family as well, so.
I think the saddest part about it all was, I saw a TikTok about this, was that Zayden was actually going to eat the cake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I think he just wanted to have a parent
Mm-hmm.
that felt like they cared, and then it being poisoned. The funniest part
It's like the chef, like storming
chef,
into the
but
kitchen.
also, who was it that ate the cake?
Garrick?
Garrick was like, oh, half of it's gone.
Okay, but also my heart was racing during that sequence because not only did I think Garrick was gonna die, but then the chapter ends and it's like Riddick has been stabbed, and I was like, oh no. It's literally just his jacket.
The jacket.
And he goes,
I don't like to sew.
He's like, I punch, hate to punch, so punch. No, it's like the aisles, they were great. I just really wish I would have had different perspectives on them, because they would have been so funny, because like there were so many different like comedic relief moments that, because like I was mourning for Zayden,
Mm-hmm.
but Riddick.
I love that so much.
But okay, I do have to say, I really loved the scheming on that island. The fact that Violet set in motion this plan to poison these people, and Darna was stationed outside Zayden's brother's rooms.
Yeah.
Just, I feel like that aisle really showed genuinely how intelligent Violet is.
Oh, for sure. No, she really is. She's got that scribe in her.
She's got the scribe.
Yeah,
But then also sad for Zayden because, like, mommy.
yeah.
Also, I know his mom's just got to be the most beautiful woman.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see who plays her.
Seriously.
But yeah, that was sad.
But honestly, the crazy thing is like, for some reason, when I read that it was his mom, I really wasn't that shocked. When it was like, when we find out his mom's right there, I just was kind of like, okay.
I feel like, I also wasn't very
Like,
shocked
whoa.
because
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like she set it up in a way where I was like, they have to have known someone that they're going to see at these islands, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, and then after that was the fighting one.
Mm-hmm.
And her hair.
Yes. Which we don't really come to find out until later why she really does have silver hair. We just know that the, what are they called? Acolytes? I don't think that's the right word.
Priestess?
Yeah, I was gonna say
priestesses. Is it Dune or Dun?
I don't know.
I
I think it's Dune.
Dune.
So they're priestesses of Dune.
war and
Is Dune the god
Something.
of war, the goddess
I have
of
a
war?
list, you guys.
Thank you, because I couldn't keep them straight.
All right, here we go.
I don't. So thank you.
It's not my list that I made. It's a list someone else made. Okay. So we have Malik is the god
War.
of death.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Dune, goddess of war and strength.
Mm.
Okay.
Zenal, god of luck.
Ugh.
Amari, queen of the gods.
Mhm.
Yes.
Loyal, goddess of love.
Mm.
And Hideon, god of wisdom.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
So she's the goddess of war. Okay, that made
Yeah.
I mean, we find out, the silver hair.
Yeah.
We also find out
I
that
legit thought we weren't going to get any answers about her hair.
me too.
And I was going to be pissed off.
Is it also there where she realizes that the mark on their on the priestesses' foreheads match Theophanie's? I think it's there she also realizes that.
Oh, okay.
Because they have the same like marking on their
Yeah.
forehead.
Wait 2 seconds.
We don't have to put this in the episode, but because I think this is when they're on the aisles. This funny moment when they're in. Is Deverelli one of the aisles? Or am I making that up? When he goes and gets her the nightgown.
Oh,
And
it's
Someone posted this.
the book one.
And because he goes back into the shop.
Mhm.
But Zayden couldn't speak the language.
So Dane was.
Dane had to go translate to get the sexy nightgown for Zayden to give to Violet. I didn't catch that.
I didn't think about that
Someone
either.
posted that as a TikTok, and I was like, "Wait, what?"
Or
Because
do you think he just went in there and grabbed it
No,
and
so
was
it says,
like...
"You're laying it on thick, Ryerson, but I still smile when I take the reins. I'm going to ask about our merchant. Don't leave without me." He glances back at Dane. "Let's go, Crovelish." Offering me another precious grin, he disappears into the store, followed quickly by Dane.
I love that. I love that.
I don't know. I feel like between them... I mean, that is kind of awkward, but I feel like between them...
It's whatever.
Yeah, it's whatevs.
I mean, let's face it. Every time they bang, everybody knows it because there's lightning. So,
Yeah,
no shame. They don't got no shame.
no shame. No shame. I appreciate it. I
Okay,
love it.
and the last and
Respect.
final one. No. Not the last one. The one where they receive the gifts.
What's the god of luck?
Zenal?
So no.
Honestly, I kind of loved it. In the sense of, I don't know, it just felt unique. The fact that they just drove.
I really liked it, but my jaw was on the ground.
Oh, when
Denal?
when he dies?
Is that his name? Traeger?
Yeah.
I was so sad.
Me too.
Especially for Kat.
Yes.
I was just,
She finally moves on. She's found this man that she's infatuated with.
let's not forget he has been infatuated with her
Mhm.
for
So long.
So
Mhm.
long.
They didn't have enough time. But
That's
here,
very sad.
I mean, I was so sad, but I kept questioning. I'm like, when is she going to kill someone? Because nobody had died.
Yeah.
I was like, someone's going to die. Someone's going to die. Didn't think it was going to be him, but it also didn't click to me until literally the last sentence of the chapter because he draws the arrow.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
he's dead.
Violet and Riddick catch him and he's just dead.
Yeah, and then I also felt so sad for Violet literally
Mhm.
having to say thank you.
Mm-hmm. Savage.
No, I really did like it because I feel like it brought a different dynamic to the stories, and I think that's how she made it different because I feel like all of the other ones were just talking
Mm-hmm.
and negotiating.
And it was quick.
Mhm.
and it was quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, they go to this random island
To burn him.
to burn him, and then who shows up?
The Irids.
The Irids.
What's up? What's up, cheese? Which I'm not saying it was a letdown, but I was just building that up to be such a bigger thing in my head. And it just was kind of like,
I was pissed off.
boop, here they are. And they hate her. They hate Andarna.
I was so
My
angry.
perfect sweet
I was
angel baby Andarna.
so angry. I'm not a fan of them at all, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just no big deal. They're like, yeah, just like,
You disappoint
Break
me. Just absolutely horrible to poor Andarna. Sends Andarna into a spiral. It was honestly heartbreaking.
Yeah. And then them having to like go back and say like we failed.
And Xaden feeling like it was his fault.
Yeah.
Because he had the red irises. That whole it just was very anticlimactic, and also I just was pissed off.
Yeah. Well, I just hated the superiority complex that they had. And I'm like, you think you're all that in a basket of biscuits when you get I don't know. I hated the fact, because I think it's more, in my opinion, honorable to care about more than just yourself. You selfish little
for sure.
beeholes. Sorry. You know, because they were like, why did you bond? Like, humans are... I'm like, no.
Also, she was a child.
Yeah.
Well, and then they were blaming Violet.
Yeah.
They were like, you bonded with an infant dragon. You took her into war.
What
You did
chapter was
this.
Oh, and then they're like, you're being violent. I'm like...
Well, even Andarna makes a comment where it's like, not calling them privileged, but she basically says, you guys... I don't know if she uses that exact words.
I think she does.
But she basically is like, you guys aren't in... Of course you're saying this because you're not in the circumstances where you need to fight and you need to have violence.
Yeah.
You know, she is wise beyond her years.
Yeah. No, I think she does say like...
She says something.
You're privileged to not know.
Yeah.
What it's like. Yeah. Anyways, they just actually kind of pissed me off.
They redeemed themselves later, though.
Not really, in my
Kinda.
opinion.
Kinda. A little bit. Like a baby amount.
Stop taking notes after that. Well, I have 2 more things after that, but...
So then they go back. They're going back to Basgiath.
Yeah.
And they just go back to class.
Well, yeah. Well, no. Well, Violet is unwell.
Oh, yes, you're right.
This is where we get to the bathtub.
Oh, okay. Take the reins.
What do you mean?
So Andarna leaves.
No, she's not gone. We're not there
yeah,
yet.
not yet.
Well, what part are we at?
Because they come back and raise the wards,
They're
and then
at
Andarna
the
leaves. They're just back at school.
They're at the...
Okay, sorry.
Island
I got ahead of myself because I was... Yeah. I was trying to find a quote, and then I got in the wrong chapter.
Yeah, so the Iriad situation happens. They fail. They go back to Basgiath. And they're just back at class. And Xaden's broody. This is when he's really broody. Violet's thinking that he's given up. She's so sad.
And then he leaves.
Yes, he leaves.
Yeah.
And then
she's trying to... Still kind of pissed off that they made runes such a big deal.
And then there was like nothing.
Yeah.
She's trying... She's not very good at runes. They're just basically, being kids at college.
Yeah.
Going to a war college. And then I feel like the next big thing that happens
is them going to
Orisha.
Yeah.
They go to Orisha because it's their cycle to learn about runes.
Yeah.
Because they go through cycles, and all of them are together.
Yeah. The whole squad.
The whole squad. And we find out, Brennan tells her that Xaden hasn't given up. He's trying all these, he's been sitting with the hatchling eggs and all of these different things.
Yeah.
And he's not given up.
I think it's also really sweet that Xaden told Brennan.
And Brennan's been trying to mend him.
We forgot one thing. We forgot one thing.
What?
It's when why I always get Garrick and Bodhi. He has to have a talk with Violet and alone in the woods.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Riddick.
Yeah, with Riddick.
It's Riddick. When Riddick finds out he's Venom.
Yes.
Because he finds out from the Irids.
Yeah.
Yes. Correct.
And the tree. And
the whole, it would have been a lot bigger.
Yeah, that was funny. That whole scene was so sad to me because, well, first of all, you see Riddick as this, just the funny guy, the comedic relief.
Yeah.
And he just gets so serious, and you just know he just cares about Violet so much.
Yeah.
And he asks her some really big questions. And I really liked that because I think a lot of what he said is what Violet needed to hear. And it kind of just solidified.
I think he was the voice of reason for
sure.
Oh, I want to find the chapter that's at.
And anyways, I just thought I think a really tender moment. And I also really appreciated that he backed up everyone else. And he was like, you need to tell them.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's like, where's the line? At what point is he too far gone for you to defend him?
Yeah.
he makes her answer. He makes her answer.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
he's like, what if he hurts the people you love?
Mhm.
What if he hurts Taryn and Darna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think, yeah, my BB boy. I just love him.
He's just amazing.
Yeah, I think he really carried the book for me.
Mhm.
Oh, for sure. Part of me wonders if Rebecca saw how much people loved Riddick
Yeah,
with the small amount of time he got,
Mhm.
and if she wanted to give him more because people
Yeah.
love him.
I love that she had that moment with Riddick
yeah.
over the Queen is dead.
Super important, right? She's just dead, and then Kat's uncle becomes the
King.
or
Yep.
not uncle, dad.
It's her uncle.
It's her uncle
Oh.
becomes the
So maybe the next important thing is Violet telling her friends that Xaden is.
yeah.
Because Riddick tells Xaden, he makes the deal with Violet that
Mhm.
he will do
Mhm.
something if Xaden hurts her. That's the line. But then he makes a deal with Xaden saying, I won't tell anybody, but I have to tell
Yeah.
our OG squad.
The squad.
So- What a loyal group of friends. You know, I just love a good friendship in books.
Mhm.
It's just makes my heart swell.
Oh, also, it was very interesting. We forgot to mention this when they were at the Isles, how she was able to wield during one of the fight scenes.
Oh, yes, that's right. It was the one when they got all their army.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Well, and she was able to talk to her dragons the entire time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get that
Very
answered, but
We
interesting.
didn't get it answered.
maybe we'll get it answered later in
Hopefully,
another book.
just another one we have to wait 2 years for.
Okay, so she tells her friends,
Xaden pieces out.
and he pieces out, and then they go to Orisha.
Yeah.
And from there,
I feel like so much happens.
so much happens in the last, how many pages of this book? Because we're at what?
we're at like 400. So we got a little, this is like the last 120 pages.
Oh, man.
So,
Don't.
we get the scene.
Where they finally
Chapter
give in.
49.
Oh, he
Our
comes back.
mouths collide as we
76 days.
ignite. So yeah, that's
73,
Is
actually.
that the chair scene?
yeah, I believe so. 49. I think it's 49 because I know that the ones I've seen on TikTok where people are trying to recreate the chair situation, I swear they say it's chapter 49.
Oh,
It
then
is 49.
It is.
Yeah. So, they figure out a way. So, 400 pages.
He has
he has
control.
the iconic line, grab hold, love.
And then, of course, what happens next? They're under attack.
Oh, but
Because-
wait.
oh.
They fall asleep together. We find out she's a dreamwalker.
Oh, was that in the next one?
Yeah, it's in chapter 50.
Oh, yes.
We find out she's a dreamwalker.
I don't think anyone
Second
guessed
signet.
that.
I didn't see anyone theorize that, but you know what? Now that
I
we
know
know
there's
that,
people out there that were apparently based off
I call BS.
whatchamacallit thing I saw today, but how do you guys feel about her second signet?
I mean, Rebecca came out and said she did say when you find out what it is, you're not going to think it's impressive, but it really is.
A lot of people are saying that she can kill people in their sleep.
Also,
That's cool.
it'd be a great way to communicate with people from long distances.
Well, also, think about the next book.
oh,
Think about how she's going to use that in the next book.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I first find out, it's hard because, you hear all these theories about these really crazy signets, and it's hard not to be let down that that's what it was, but I do think it's going to be very useful and really cool.
I've also been seeing people say that maybe it's not specifically dream walking, it's more mind walking, and that she'll be able to, it's not just a sleep thing. Because I would be terrified to go to bed at night.
Here's the other weird thing is I do kind of like that idea because obviously there's multiple times where she doesn't say things out loud. She says it in her mind and then Xaden responds to her. And I know that could be tied to his Intisnic signet, but to me that's not reading intentions. So what if she can somehow like project things in people's minds? Do you know what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah, I feel like it's, the more that I think about it, the more dangerous. But I like that we don't know a lot about it at the same time. I couldn't believe that we were this far into the book.
And
we
didn't
finally-
know.
Mhm.
Learn it. And I can see why Rebecca would say that, oh, you might be like underwhelmed when you learn of her signet, but I think it's going to be really cool to see how she uses it, especially in the next book. So
I think it also, not that I'm not saying I don't want this, but I think it could make her OP, like overpowered. Like if she can just get into anyone's
Like
brains.
she's too powerful.
like that. I'm
Yeah.
trying to set my expectations low because I also don't want her to be, like, not saying I don't want her to be this powerful person,
Mhm.
but I think she has found a lot of power in her weaknesses. And so I don't want her to just be like this lightning wielder that can just enter into people's brains and then just kill them.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah.
I don't want that
well,
to
and like
be
their
the
wards
case.
would have to be down. I don't know. I think it will be interesting to see how this progresses.
I mean, I don't see necessarily her like going into people's dreams and being able to kill them. I think it will be a really great way to communicate in the next books.
Yeah. It was curious why it was only Xaden and Mira's dreams, though.
Marin?
Marin. I think it's one of those things she's just gonna have to like learn.
Yeah,
But-
I don't know.
Dreamwalker.
There you have it.
She's a dream walker.
That's her second signet.
What's after that?
They get attacked.
Oh, yeah, they're getting attacked.
Attack.
Boom, boom, boom.
And then
The Irids come and bring up the wards in Orisha.
they take away Andarna.
Yep, and Andarna leaves. That actually
Sucks so bad. I don't
was
understand
so sad.
it. I still don't understand it.
Understand what? Why she left?
Yeah.
To be with
Well,
her family, I guess.
She's never known who her family is. So I feel like
But then
and I know it's like you're loyal to your rider, but I kind of felt like if she wouldn't have gone with them, things probably wouldn't have played out how they did in the end. I don't know.
but she came back.
Yeah, she did. She kind of I know it was longer than 2 seconds that she was gone, but it was kind of like
It felt
she
like
came
2
back and I was
seconds,
like,
yeah.
oh, okay.
I mean, I just found it so interesting that the Irids can just create their own bond and sever their own bond at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, when it came down to it, I don't think it was Andarna that actually severed the bond. I think it was the other dude.
Well, and
he
Violet
said
says-
you have to. She has to do it. I don't think the other Irids could sever the bond.
Oh, I when I read it, it kind of sounded like he did it for her.
So, basically the Leothan is saying that she's, because of her age, he's making her feel very like small.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we know Andarna's still young, but he says, what would you have her do? And he asks Violet. And she says, I developed my signet out of sheer need for her. And so she says, I love you and I want you to feel complete. I want you to be safe and thriving. I want you to live, even if it's not with me. So then he says, admirable, I understand your choice. And then, oh yeah, right here it says, yearning floods the bond so deep it aches within my own chest, and the pain of it sucks the breath from my lungs. I force my head to nod, feeling everything she can't say. She starts to say, I don't know how. And then it's gone.
Maybe they did.
I don't know.
So I kind of feel like, in a way, Violet gave permission.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And so therefore,
still was sad.
yeah. So that's when she goes back and she just keeps telling herself she's gone, she's gone, she's gone. And she is in a very sad state. And we get that
He's
little
washing
tiff
her
between
hair.
Brennan and Mira.
Oh, the quote.
But yeah, what's the quote?
May I wash your hair?
Wow.
I wrote that down.
I'm a sucker
was
for
so
that.
sweet.
I'm such a sucker.
Yeah, but then they walk out and then they catch this crazy conversation going on between Mira and Brennan, basically alluding to the fact that Violet has venom. She's like, basically, yeah.
I don't really get that.
Okay, so the grandma said their grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Asher takes Violet to basically become a priestess of Dune.
I think it's Dune.
But it never actually like goes through.
Well,
And
isn't
the
it because they're
priestess-
trying to heal her chronic illness? Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
But then the high priestess basically says she still has a choice, and there's some like weird wording where it's like her heart beats, or basically alluding to the fact that, are you on that page? There's
Yeah,
a certain
so-
spot of dialogue where it's alluding to the fact that it's
There's like a-
Xaden
Oh.
that's the Venom, not her. Hold on, let me find it. What chapter are you on?
It's page
oh yeah, because Mira
451.
gets upset that
Mira
she
gets
didn't know.
upset, and then Xaden goes, they're not talking about her, they're talking about me, and that's how Mira finds out that Xaden is
Yeah,
Venom.
So they were seeing that in her future.
Yes, but it's
You will believe me because it happened. That's why she refused to speak to either of them. The priestess started the process, then told mom and dad that they only accepted children whose futures are certain.
Mhm.
And Violet still had paths to choose from. And so the priestess had told Violet when they went to that place, tell me, did you choose this path yourself? So she's starting to connect the dots that, well, not really connect the dots.
Well, this is what the priestess says to her parents. She said, the heart that beat for you or within you would do the wrong thing for the right reason. And then that's when they're like, oh, they're talking about Xaden, not you. So, and that's how Mira finds out that Xaden is Venom.
Yes. And I feel like
That's why she has only partly silver hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel like there's more we could talk about for like theories wise, but I say we move along.
I agree.
I only have one theory, and I'll save it for the very end.
I think, yeah, let's talk about theories at the very, very end.
Yeah.
For the next book.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
But yeah, Mira finds out and
she leaves.
she leaves. But Xaden says to Violet, mind to mind, she has no intentions of telling anybody. And she sticks true to that.
Yeah, but then she gets herself into a load of crap.
Yeah.
And
Captured by Theophany.
Theo.
That's what
Theo.
or I was calling her like T.
That's a good one. Yeah, T.
T.
She gets picked.
Well, doesn't she, when she sends a letter to Violet, doesn't she only sign with the T?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
T.
you find out
T.
Mira's been captured.
Dun,
and
dun,
all
dun.
shiz breaks loose. And how many pages is this?
Like 460.
Yeah,
much
so
happens.
Seriously,
Holy cow.
in like 50 pages, so much happens. So then they devise this plan to save Mira, and also the Diverelli,
Yeah.
something.
Whatever that's
Yeah.
called.
They have to divide and conquer. Basically, they have this conversation with Violet, and, Brennan's like, she knows that you're going to try and save everyone, so you've got to make a choice. And Violet chooses Mira.
But
She gets her... Are you
Yeah.
going into that?
Oh,
She gets
yeah,
her
I
throat
just didn't know
slit.
if you guys were
And
ready.
you guys,
Oh.
I was unwell.
I was so
The
unwell.
scene...
I knew
this-
she wasn't going to die.
You know what? I don't care, because the scene where all three of them were together and Brennan's trying to mend her and Violet's... I could not handle the three of them. I could not
Oh.
handle it. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I was unwell. I really was.
Yeah.
I
I have
just
two.
knew
I
she
only have
wasn't
two
gonna
siblings.
die.
So I was like feeling,
I don't know why. I just knew she wasn't.
well, I didn't think that she would be able to, because Violet specifically says something like, he can't save her on his own. But then I think we had already known that Sloane
Mm-hmm. They saw
showed
her
up.
dragon.
Oh, because at that point, Arik had
Mhm.
already swooped in and
You already knew.
had a little package for her.
He kept making weird comments, and I was like, bro, how do you know this? I'm like, you obviously can see something.
Literally,
Yeah.
5 or 6 lines before, like,
Ugh.
the is like, R can see into the future. I was
Mhm.
like, R can see the future.
Yeah.
Literally only like 5 or 6
yeah.
lines before.
Well, no, I knew that he could see something when he told her that you had to go protect the temple. I'm like, how does he know that? Like, why is he telling her to go protect the
there's,
temple?
like,
I thought it had to do like royalty wise.
Oh,
like,
I was like, this man can see something. He
I-
knows
I
something
don't-
that we
I
don't.
didn't put that together. I was like, Arik, you're being weird.
Do we want to jump to Arik? I just have another comment about Arik, but do we want to finish talking about Mira?
Oh,
Or no?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so Sloane shows up. There's a little glance, a little I don't know, something. And when I tell you I'm here for it, between Sloane and Dane.
Yeah, because Dane, she's after her.
Heck yes.
Yes.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
Give me that enemies to lovers, please.
Yup. I don't think she necessarily hates him.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
it
I
was his
mean-
dad's fault that his brother died.
Yeah, but the way she reacts in one scene in the very beginning, it looks like her. It says like specifically like she looks hurt instead of like angry.
Yeah.
Because
Mm.
like Dane specifically said something to her and like she was like sad that Dane was saying it.
I hope they get together.
They
Yeah,
better.
I love it.
I'm here for it.
I love it. But the 5 of them in this little huddle and everyone else is like just standing guard like,
This is when I get confused because Jack has entered the picture. And then he leave. Where does he go? What happens? And then
He's in the
Theo-
box. He's in the box and then the dragon takes him away.
Okay, and then T is also there, and she just like dips.
no, that everyone else is like fighting them off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just imagined it as like they
Well,
were just
who would be fighting them off? Because they're in this huddle. Who is there?
Zayden.
Zayden's gone though. Zayden
I thought he was still there.
No, he had left.
I want to say it's their dragons.
Is that their dragons?
I think it's their dragons.
fighting
Yeah.
them.
Because I do remember there was a line of text where she talks about Taryn flying over in like the big shadow. So I think it's their dragons.
Okay.
But anyways, Sloane is siphoning from Dane to
And
Brennan.
Sloane makes a comment saying that Dane has more power than. I thought that was interesting. She makes some comment saying that he's more powerful than she knew he was, or
Oh,
something.
guess what? Does he have a second signet too? You get a
No,
second
I
signet.
bet
You
there's just
get-
something more to his
Yeah.
signet that maybe we don't know,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
or maybe he doesn't know.
Maybe
But I
he's
thought
just
that was
powerful.
interesting.
Yeah.
I would really honestly hate if everyone started getting second.
Me too.
Yeah.
Signets.
Me too.
Because then
like-
it makes it not
It's
special.
like in other books
It's
where
like the mate thing.
Yeah, everyone gets
You
mate.
get a mate. You get a mate. You
Everybody
get a
gets
mate.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mira comes too.
Blessed day. She gets taken.
Praise the Lord.
She is okay.
She gets taken. Bye bye.
Um,
And then Taryn takes her dragon,
Yeah, back and she's
and Violet's all alone,
all alone.
flying off T. Dun dun dun.
T.
And then
It just was confusing me why T was just like disappearing and then going to a different location. Like, why did she disappear from that spot? Because Taryn gets her? No, Sigale gets her.
something scared her off, and we don't know what. Is that right? No, that was a different time. Never mind. When she just like randomly disappears.
Because Sigale gets her. Oh, maybe her wyvern picks her up. So T is, I love this nickname we have her, is like draining the land. And Violet is having to like run away. And then Sigale comes
Mhm.
and she's like, no, you have to go back with him.
Mm-hmm. Flies her
And
through the
then
air.
she like
chucks her.
tosses her. And then Tara's like, I got you. And then they are like, they start heading into this like valley thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get trapped by a giant rope
Like
or
a
like
big old net.
thing.
Yeah.
And they're like falling.
and Taryn, yeah,
And
she's
Sigale's also caught.
Yes.
Where
then we
did
s-
this rope come from? Or this
I
net?
have no idea. I don't know. From the air. Magic.
yeah.
Yeah, like,
Sometimes-
how did it
okay,
get slingshot?
Here's the thing. Sometimes the battle scenes I get real confused, and
Yeah.
I'm there for the vibes. As long as I understand
Yeah, that's true.
the bulk of it, I'm
do
okay.
not think her strengths are
Battle scenes.
battle scenes.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I think her strengths lies in training scenes.
Mm.
You know?
Mhm.
I think that just when battle scenes come, there's just a lot of elements that
Well, the dragons and they're flying.
Yeah.
I get a little lost.
and then then they're like in this valley thing and her wyvern, I don't know where he goes. Does Violet strike him down? And then it's just T. It's just T. And Taryn is in the rope thing as they're trying to like cut him out.
Mm-hmm. And then she pulls out this
Knife.
thingamabobber
Oh.
that Auric
Oh,
gave to her.
Yes, in the package.
And a note falls out that
And he
says strike
says-
while it's dark.
Yes, in the darkness.
The darkness comes, and at that point, we all know who the darkness is.
Zayden.
But switches POVs
Yeah.
to Rhiannon.
Oh yeah.
Rhiannon's the first one.
Oh, is she the first one? I
Yeah.
thought she was gonna
I
die.
don't feel like there was a lot that really. I mean,
I
there's
don't
stuff that
understand
happened,
why.
but
I don't understand why we
think
got her
it's 'cause
POV.
well, I thought before her POV, I thought Violet
Yeah, me too.
had just offed
Or
herself.
I thought she was going to die because they were pulling a Divergent.
Yeah, so she says, "You're right. I can't be everywhere."
The last one. You know?
T's eyes widen as I arch my neck against the blade. So I thought she literally was like, I don't want to turn, so I'm just gonna lean into that blade.
I guess that's kind of confusing.
Yeah, so that I literally stood up and I was like, what? Like, did she just really do that? So then it switches to
Yeah, Rhiannon.
and I was like, whoa. Are we even gonna get Violet's point of view again? I was freaking out because I'm like, did she seriously just like, there's no way she just killed herself.
I was shook that we got Rhiannon's
So
point of
I
view.
kind of feel like
She was the last.
I mean, the POV of hers was a little like nothing too
I
exciting.
didn't
just
think
was
it
like,
was necessary
but
at
me
all.
either.
I feel like it was put there to kind of make you panic a little more, so then it didn't go right into like, you know what I mean? It
But
kinda,
why wasn't it? I mean, what was the point of her POV at all? She could have done just Imogen's. Like, Imogen's felt more purposeful to me than Rhiannon's.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember.
I
and
think
I'm sure
it was
something happens in there.
definitely for the next book.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, all it
setting
really-
it up, but I'm like, if you would have added just Imogen's, I would have been like, okay, we're gonna be getting multiple
Mhm,
point of views in the
mhm.
next book.
I mean,
yeah.
really, the only thing that happened in Rhiannon's point of view is just kind of showing,
Her leadership.
her leadership and them
which
fighting.
was kind of crazy
the
because I
Wyvern.
felt like we didn't get much for her in the book. But when we got
Yeah.
Imogen's chapter, I immediately go, oh no. Like I was freaking out.
Oh, because the memory thing.
Yeah.
That didn't even cross my mind.
I was thinking, I'm like,
Oh.
why are we getting her? Like, because at first I was like, okay, Ree's point of view, whatever. But we got Imogen, and I'm like, I started to panic. I didn't know why. I didn't know
already
what was going to
panicking
happen.
at this point.
I
But
was
I was,
like, everybody's gonna
I was
die.
not okay. So we have Imogen's point of view. Essentially, she has this little, like, you know, she loves Garrick. There's a little exchange between, not like anything crazy, but you just know
Yeah,
she's head over heels for that man.
because he picks up both of them.
Yes,
Oh.
and Quinn passes
Oh.
away, which
That was
we've
so
never
sad.
had much from Quinn, but I was sobbing.
I was really sad.
That
me
was
too.
so heartbreaking, and their little exchange, like how they became friends, getting to hear their backstory.
Her
I was-
saying her mom and her sister are waiting for her.
Yeah.
And they know her.
My
Yeah.
favorite. No, literally when it tells the backstory of them going across the parapet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then her saying literally the thing. Where is it?
Oh, I'm Quinn Hollis. I've decided we should be friends. You do realize we're about to cross the walkway of death.
No, she says
No?
it right here. We made it a good one, and then it says, we'll make it a good one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
it might be a shorter friendship, but we'll make it a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was crying.
That was so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was unwell.
So I feel like we kind of got that point of view to kind of see where the Garrick is kind of,
He's also
Peacing
very
out.
tired.
yeah.
The poor guy.
Yeah.
He's been hopping around.
I honestly, okay, I thought Rhiannon was going to die because we didn't get very much of her, but she is an important character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought she was going to be the one that died. She didn't kill off like any important people.
No. But I mean, she did the most egregious offense of all at the very end.
I don't know if I can talk about it, you
Okay.
guys.
Are we getting into the very end now? We are, right?
Yeah.
Because then it's Zayden's point of view, right? Or is
Yes.
it
Yeah,
Violet's
we got
first?
Teddy
Okay.
Hamilton. Nope, we get Violet one more time because she has
This
a
one
little
she kills
exchange.
T.
Yes,
Yeah.
Strike in the dark. So I guess we kind of got ahead of ourselves. This chapter comes after Imogen's. And Taryn says, "You have been the gift of my life."
Yep.
No, she tells that to him.
Yep.
Oh yeah, she says to Taryn, "You have been the gift of my life."
Yeah.
Immediate crocodile tears down my face.
Yeah.
So yeah, she defeats T,
And then we get
and
Zayden.
then. Oh yeah, because Andarna yells Violet, and then she hears nothing.
Mhm.
Okay, wait. Before we get to Zayden. So,
Something.
Andarna comes back.
Yes.
But I guess I'm kind of confused because it takes a really long time. I guess we don't know where they rest.
Yeah, we don't know where they're actually, because they found them.
Yeah.
The Irids found them. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'm just like confused about the whole situation. Like she leaves
I mean,
But then she comes.
I sure hope we get the answer in the next book.
I don't know.
Yeah, because we don't really get much of her when she
That's
comes
it.
back. It's
That's all we
literally
get.
just like Andarna.
Because T slams into something and it ends up being Andarna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. A wall that snarls, Andarna.
Mm-hmm.
And then she says, Irid. Stone doesn't kill Venom.
And then
never
Violet,
just Venom.
boom, kills her.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
release the bolt, turning in fire. Anyways, then we get
Xaden.
Xaden.
Here's the thing. I knew he was going full Venom at the end of this book. Like, there was no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
There was
They
no
were not
doubt.
going to cure. I knew
100%.
very early into this
No.
book, they're not curing him
no.
anytime soon.
And I mean, I knew it would be to save everyone. I mean, I didn't understand the depth that he would be able to go to literally kill almost every wyvern and all these people for his friends.
Mm-hmm.
But he did.
Well,
Also, what's the brother thing?
okay. Well,
We should. Are we gonna?
I just
Yeah,
want to say something
go.
about the whole thing with Sigil.
Oh.
I just think that I don't know, that my heart just was doing a lot of things.
What does he say to her? He says something. Am I? My book is right here. Let me grab it.
What she says to him, or he says?
He goes. He says, "Am I?"
I don't know.
Oh, he goes, "Will you forsake me now? What is there left of you to forsake?" And then that's when he has Scale and Xaden come up with this plan that we don't know about.
Yeah, and they're like talking about it, but we don't know what they're talking about.
Yes.
Because he says there's no other way.
Yes.
And Panchek, Berwyn.
Which, yeah, we also have this bomb drop that Panchek is the person that's been betraying everybody all along. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember who Panchek is, but I was like, I know he's an important person at Basgaiath, so, but dang, that...
Yeah. Well, yeah, and Sigil says, "Do not do this to save me. How dare they pull my dragon from the sky snare and hurt the one who anchors my existence?"
Yeah.
I just feel like, I think one thing I really do love about these books is that the human relationships are so important and so strong, and like I love that so much. But the relationship between Rider and Dragon is just like something that I can't really seem to comprehend in a way because it's fantasy. But it's like he loves his people. He loves his people so much, but just that line, the one who anchors my existence, it's just punch to the gut. I just could not breathe.
Well, and it almost felt, I mean, obviously he was kind of choosing Violet in this situation, but you know, the end of Iron Flame, he chose Violet over Scale. But I feel like in this situation, he was choosing Scale over Violet because he was saving Scale directly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that.
But we do need to also talk about the brother thing.
Yes.
Who do you guys think the brother is?
It's got to be Bodhi.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, because Garrick, I'm getting the impression Garrick's going to get the eggs. Because he says to Imogen that he's gotta he's like, I can't walk there, and he's all tired. I'm assuming he's something with eggs. Bodhi, because Xaden says,
he's watched me this entire time. Why would he
Yes.
willingly choose this?
yeah, and that's not something Bodhi wanted. Like, he never wanted to, you know what I mean? Well, like, to rule.
But also, the other reason I think it's Bodhi is because we find out in Violet's POV that they're married, and then he's in the note. Xaden says, "Don't come for me. It's yours now."
Yes.
I interpret it as Tyrandor's hers.
Yes.
So if Xaden's gone and Bodhi is still there, it would be Bodhi's.
Bodhi's gone.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I think he's the Venom.
Yeah.
Bodhi's the Venom?
Yes,
Yeah.
the brother.
Because if he wasn't Venom,
He'd be back.
he would be
To rule.
back to rule. He would be there. Where else would he be?
Xaden would
There's
make him
people
go back.
missing.
Yeah.
So they've had to have taken in some people.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's my theory.
I did a lot of Googling on this and looking on
I don't
the
know.
socials, and I feel like everyone can agree from what I've seen that Bodhi is
the brother.
the brother. So those 12 hours, man.
What happened?
We had a wedding. We didn't get to see it. But also how
Let's not
absolutely
talk about that. Pisses
I
me
am
off.
If we don't eventually get her
Well,
memories
we've
back
gotta-
and see that,
something's gotta, or like him telling her what happened, you know, when they finally things fall back into place, because you know that had to have been so heartbreaking.
ugh.
And also, like, that could have been the last time she ever saw him, and she doesn't even remember.
But also, a part of me feels like he's not. I don't know why I interpreted it this way, but a part of me feels like a part of him still isn't fully vented. Like he's still
'Cause
himself
he
to a
gave
degree.
because of the way of marriage, he gives his soul. I was reading something that someone was saying that, like, watch, as cheesy as it is, watch The Cure to Ven and be love. Because
Adorable,
the Venom
but I
can't.
kinda would hate
Yeah,
that.
I know. But it's just like saying that, like, the Venom can't love. They don't know
Oh,
how
yeah,
to do
yeah.
that. But he was able to still, like, give a part of himself to her. So it's, I don't know. I mean, that would be cheesy, and I wouldn't love that.
Well,
but
I mean, think about it. So, there's a
Imogen-
paragraph. Imogen knows.
Yeah, well, she did what Violet asked.
Yeah, Imogen knows what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in Zayden's chapter, it said that there's a paragraph that says, "I love her." It's the emotion he clings to. He can feel the power, but if he takes it any further, it will be the last part of his soul will float away, and then he takes his hand off. So I don't think he's full venom yet. I do think there's a part of him that is still not fully venom because he was able to withdraw himself.
Yeah.
And then they freaking get married, and we don't have it. We don't freaking have it. I finished the book, and I have never felt so empty in my life.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this is it?
And the note, I was like,
Well, that's obviously not going to work, Zayden. She's going to come find you.
in your dreams.
Like, and Imogen knows all. If we don't get Imogen's POV in the next book.
Yeah. I almost
Yeah.
would have rather Imogen's point of view after that, just kind of like everything leading up to it, and then it ends. Like,
With
like not getting Violet's point of view at the end.
yes, maybe.
I kind of like it, though.
Well, no. Like, we do get Violet's point of view, but I'm saying, like, we still don't know all the answers, but everything leading up to Imogen doing it. So we're still in the dark,
Yes.
but, like, we still, like, get Imogen, like,
going and
yes.
Mhm.
And then, like, then it just going dark, because then it would almost be like, we went dark, and then it was Violet waking up 12 hours later, and you're like, what just happened? And so, like, there's that gap still, but you're like, okay, well, it happened, what happened? And then Violet's awake in this random place, and then it's been 12 hours, and then Imogen was like, you asked me to do, this is what you asked of me.
But what in the world could have happened for Violet to want her memories erased?
Well, no, I
What?
think it's so she can't.
So she can't find him?
They don't. If someone gets a hold of her and is able to figure out where Zayden is, what she know, like, I saved something. Let me find it.
Well, who would want to get a hold of her besides?
I mean, Etos?
Yeah, but
I don't know. Anybody?
I don't
that's
think he
Gaia?
could touch her anymore because. Do you think she's going back?
I mean, at this point, I'm like, you don't go back to school. You don't need the school.
No. The only thing she needs to learn is the freaking runes.
And she needs to learn the cure, which I still believe. I think, Mikayla, you said this. I still think that the cure has to do with the runes. I think the runes it's gonna help.
I think so too. I also wrote down this note. What if Sloane can siphon it out? They haven't tried.
Siphon it out using like what?
What if Sloane
She,
can
like-
somehow like siphon some? Because
Well, they
I mean, the
said
Irids
something
say
about
that
the earth.
the Irids said that once their soul's gone, their soul is completely gone.
Yeah, so that's why I'm.
What if she can somehow siphon from the earth back? I don't know.
I think we're gonna get a lot more of Sloane because she was too scared in this book. I think
Yeah.
Sloane is actually a key part of this next book because I think Sloane is actually going to be the one that cures it all. Because I just don't think we know the depths of her power.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Sloane is going to siphon it into a rune or like so like it just stays somewhere, because I don't think they can just siphon it into the earth, because that's exactly what a venom does, is they just like suck
the power
out of the earth. So I think, I don't know if Sloane is going to have to like siphon a rune. I don't know. I think Sloane is going to play an important part in it.
I mean, there's an interesting piece of dialogue that Dane says. He literally tells her, "You're not like the venom."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she is like, I take away.
And
he's
but
like,
what's
no,
to say she can't put it back in?
Yes. Or take away
the venom.
Yes. Because she was like scared to siphon to Mira, and Dane was like, you're not like the venom because she killed Lilith. But I'm like, what if she could actually cure by killing the venom portion of them? I don't know. That's just that's the first thing that came to my head. That's like my only theory, is that Sloane is going to play a really important part with her siphoning signet. Yeah. That's it. That's all I have, because I think I set myself up with all these theories. And I'm really glad with all the direction that she went with it. But I think I set myself up with these theories. And I just need to go into the next book. No theories.
Yeah.
For sure.
Funny that we didn't get anything with Naolan.
Seriously.
I thought that was the one thing that we were going to get.
100%. I was
like, at the very least, like, Naolan's going to pop up.
But also the weird thing is I feel like Brennan was also not super present in this book. We didn't get a lot from him either. Like, he was there, but also, like, not at the same time.
Yeah, once again, I think she was just dealing with a lot of characters. And that's why I think many point of views would have done some help.
I just hope that we get multiple point of views in the next book. It will be interesting to see if she includes Xaden's in the first
I hope she doesn't. I hope she doesn't.
I want us to be in the dark.
Yeah.
Also, but where's Riddick?
I don't know.
Like, where is he?
I don't know. I'm scared.
There was no mention of it. Where is he?
I'm scared.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think there's just so many characters that she can't possibly, from one point of view, name where all of these characters are at. Because Violet's in as much as the dark as we are.
I think it genuinely... Well, I just found it interesting that she did decide to add Rhiannon and Imogen's into the last little bit of the book. And I hope it was because she's going to do multiple POVs in the next one. I do think it would make it a lot more interesting.
Yeah. I kind of worried too when we got like Rhiannon's, and I thought that Violet was like a goner. I was thinking, is this literally how things end for Violet and Xaden somehow? And the next books are kind of like, you know, how you've seen in other fantasy series where it's like that kind of chapter's closed. But I'm like, she's not going to do that. But I can see, I would be shocked if it's mostly Violet's point of view for 80% of the book.
Well, she's just going to be in the dark.
I can't do another book with her, just her point of view.
Yeah.
I can't. And I love Violet, and I feel like she really redeemed herself from the last book, in my opinion. But I just can't do it anymore. It's just the same things. And I want to see all these other different characters. And I want to see, because Violet can't be everywhere at once.
Well, I think she's done such a great job at creating these really interesting side characters. It would be a disservice to them to not include their point of views at this point.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people are so attached to those side characters. And I think it would add intrigue and also just make the story that much more epic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I just see the next book, I'm like, now it was, let's find the cure for Xaden. Now it's just going to be, let's find Xaden.
Where's Waldo?
And still find a cure. And so, I mean, a ton of stuff can pop up that's brand new and we're like, what? But I think there was enough talk and stuff in this book that, yeah, it makes sense to see where some of these other side characters go, especially like them trying to figure out what their second signet is, or like how that's manifesting. Also, there's like so many little side romances that I'm like, I want more. Give me Jasenia and Sawyer.
Give me
Garrick
Imogen
and Imogen. I want all of it. Also,
Give me
like
Dane and Sloane.
Who was Rhea with in Iron Flame? She had like a girlfriend.
Yeah,
but then she didn't.
She said they had too many.
They were
like,
on and off.
Yeah,
responsibilities.
I can't remember her name.
I can't.
But I
remember
don't
her name
even
either.
think she was in this book.
I think she was mentioned once in the sense of they asked her about her and she said they're on and off. When they can be together, they're together, but they're not like together.
Yes.
I don't know. Like I would love to hear more of that for sure. So yeah, but as far as the memory wiping goes, I truly think that there's no other reason that she would let her memory be wiped unless it was something to protect Xaden. So I feel like there's just something that he's trying to do that we just don't know about, and that's her protecting him by forgetting all of that. But also, I'm like, why did you have to forget the actual wedding part?
I don't know.
Was there a certain something?
It happens too often. We get no weddings. They're just married magically, and I hate it.
Do you guys think? I had a friend text me and say she thinks that the bond between Tairn and Scale is severed, and that's why Tairn's sleeping. That's why he's in like a slumber.
I don't.
That didn't cross my mind, but she just brought it up to me, and I was like, well, maybe.
You know, if the theory of Naolin being Tairn's past rider, and that bond was broken between the two of them. What am I trying to say?
Do you think Naolin's actually going to be a thing, though?
I don't know. He might.
I don't know at this point.
I don't.
But even if he doesn't show up, I'm just saying the fact that like Tairn has had a bond broken with a rider because, right? We can assume.
Died.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Sigale is blocking.
She's just heartbroken.
Yeah. I don't think like it's actually severed.
But why is
Maybe
he sleeping?
with Xaden.
Why is he
Well,
sleeping
because
though?
he's injured.
I don't know.
Because with all of the webbing things, he's like, how long is this going to take you to recover? And he's like, just like rest. Because something, I can't remember what it was. I think he's just injured, but I don't know. Maybe that is the case. I would find that really, I feel like that would be hard to do. But yeah, because I don't think it would be severed. I think she's blocking or like, I don't know. Because Xaden and Violet can't be severed unless one of them is dead, right?
Yeah.
The rules
But also they put up their own mental blocks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if like it's just a mental block?
Yeah. I think the reason she said that was because Tairn is in a slumber. I don't think there was anything mentioned between Tairn not being able to talk to Sigale. I think it was just she thought because he was sleeping.
Interesting.
Taking a nap.
He's taking a little nappy poo.
Well,
he deserves a nappy poo.
Yes. I mean, we can always end it and talk more. But one other thing to keep in mind, I'm just bringing the Naolin thing back. Naolin was a siphoner, was he not?
I don't know.
He siphoned. So it makes me wonder if he is Venin. You know how everyone has someone that they mirror of a Venin, and then her and Dane. And then, I don't know. I just think that knowing that he was a siphoner makes me question if maybe he actually will appear. But I don't know.
Love-hate relationship with theories because it's fun to talk about them, but also
we can sit and think and ponder on it for the next 2 years.
It gives you the expectations that aren't realistic. And we've got 2 years for the next book, which is a shame because that ending is not okay. It's not okay.
Yeah.
But Rebecca, you deserve a break. Take a break and give us a banger.
Just kidding.
Give us a banger.
She does. She does deserve a break. I actually would have just preferred it to come out like towards the end of the year.
I'd rather waited, like a little 6.
Oh, for sure. Like wait longer for this one and then wait less for I agree.
But
I think it's just going to be interesting to see if the TV show
comes out.
comes out before the next book.
Give us a casting. We're waiting.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's so many more things I could say, but we have taken up a lot of your time.
Yeah.
Longest
So-
episode ever.
There's just so much to unpack with this book. And we tried to do it in an organized way.
Forgive us if we get ahead of ourselves. But I just think it is so... Did you guys see that Goodreads update? I don't know who it was that was saying, like, I love that we are all reading this book right now, and that's girlhood.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
But
yeah.
I did see that. But it was so cute how many men were reading it with like their wives or significant
Yeah.
others. And I was
Mhm.
like, I think that's just humanhood. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's just really cool that there were so many people and like all of like the significant others that were trying to get the book
Mm-hmm.
for like their spouse or their
Mhm.
boyfriend, girlfriend. I was like, this is so cute. I just love it. I love it.
Books bring people together.
We're all in this together.
Yeah.
And it shows. Then we start.
What's the lyrics?
And we take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all in this.
Oh, High School
together.
Musical. We're just going to do some little step
Yeah.
taps.
And we're
And with
all
that, we're going to
Well,
sign.
well, actually, not yet. If you guys are listening to this podcast and you've made it through, go watch our vlog. Because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a vlog
Yes.
coming. There's a
There's
vlog coming.
We went to a
Should already
midnight
be out
release.
the same time. We vlogged our experience. So head over to YouTube.
Watch us
watch the
cry.
vlog.
And you guys all recorded yourselves crying
Mm-hmm.
at the end.
It's a good one.
I was really trying hard not
You'll
to like
see-
curse up a storm.
Me yelling at my husband to go away.
You want to know what's funny is Kyle did come in while I was reading the last like 4 pages,
Yeah.
but I stopped my recording.
I literally made my husband leave the house.
Well,
I said, "You're not allowed to come home until I tell you I'm done with this book."
It was the last 2 lines. I walked in and I said, "No, get out! I'm almost done."
I also could not believe the ending was like the ending. I like turned my book, and then I was like,
there's
"Oh
nothing.
yeah, like that's the end."
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't wait to see your guys'
I
reactions.
know I can't. I was very unwell.
Same.
Very
Ironically, I think I probably gave the least reaction, which normally I feel like I give the most reaction. But you guys, I think it was just I had read 265 pages today, and I was like,
You're a champ.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's all we got for you.
Well, make sure you're following us on Instagram and TikTok at What She's Reading Pod, in case, you made it to the end of this episode and you don't know who we are. Did we even start the episode off
With
welcome
our
back to I'll
names?
read what she's reading?
We did.
Yeah.
It
I don't
just
think
feels
we-
like it just
I don't
feels
think
like a
we said
year
our
ago.
names.
I don't think we said our names. Doesn't matter.
yeah.
I said it was a
anyways,
bonus episode.
we'll sign off with our names.
Okay.
I'm Reggie.
I'm Mikayla.
And I'm Kennedy.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.